Let's look at the wider picture. Every genocide is the same, but each genocide is different. All genocides are based on arrogance of claimed superiority, on the relegation of the victims to the less than human. It's appropriate that we're a few days after both Holocaust Memorial Day and Invasion Day. The Holocaust was rooted in the European belief of inferiority of others and our right to dispose of them. In Australia, in North America, in the African slave trade, seeing claimed inferiority was easy. In Nazi Germany, this required complex laws to establish the subhumanity necessary for the extermination of Europe's Jews. European Zionism, from the start, embedded this worldview of the superior us and the inferior other. We hear it in the original Zionist slogan, a land without people for a people without land. It was only a land without people if you denied the peoplehood of the people already there. Zionism was always a fascist project of purification, changing the nerdy Yiddish Jew of the shekel into the strong Hebrew Sabra of Israel, to build kibbutzes, to value Jewish manual labor, to build the new Jew, but not just to build the Jew, but to exclude the Arab from their own land. Labour Zionism and the more overtly fascist revisionist Zionism both saw terrorism as the path to the Jewish state. Terrorism did not start with the Intifada. Well, it didn't start with the Intifada because the first Intifada, of course, was not rooted in violence. It was rooted in non-violent mass civil society protest. It turned violent when it was ruthlessly and violently suppressed by the Israeli state, by the Israeli army invading the towns and refugee camps of East Jerusalem and the West Bank. But terrorism was introduced into that territory by the Jewish terrorists, and don't let us forget that. Fascism, the fascist current, was always strong in Zionism, and it's now dominant. The humanist Zionism of Hannah Arendt and Martin Buber was easily marginalized and buried. A Zionism that said we should come to Palestine not to occupy, not as supremacists, but to live with and among the people already there. And we can do a thought experiment about how the present and the future would be much more peaceable and much more sustaining for everybody, Jew, Muslim and Christian in that region, if the vision of Arendt and Buber and the humanist Zionists had prevailed. Now fascism has gone even further in Israel, and the followers of the far right Meir Kahane are dictating to the venal Netanyahu. It's necessary that tens of thousands of Gazans died to keep Netanyahu out of the courts and out of prison. Gaza is being destroyed on the vanity of Netanyahu, on his determination not to be held to account to his corruption. Do not forget that. The Israeli state is deeply corrupt. Leader after leader has gone to prison for corruption, and Netanyahu is just the latest and the biggest of a line of criminals. He had a level of criminality against his own people that is minuscule compared to his criminality against Gazans, against the people of West Bank, and against the world. But the destruction of Gaza did not come from nowhere. It is the working out of this history. I visited Gaza in 2008, before Cast led the first of the mass bombardments of Gaza. Even before Cast led, I saw the routine destruction. I saw places that are now famous, like Beit Haniyah, where we visited an agricultural college. No, we didn't visit an agricultural college. We visited the ruins of an agricultural college because and we went to the ruins of the animal pens because obviously the sheep and goats of Gaza were terrorists. Just like the babies of Gaza are terrorists. There are no easy answers. All paths look dark. Our voices must be the light. Our luta continua. Free, free Palestine. Solidarity.
Thanks so much, Mike. It's so good to have